Washington Center, TBM 638 Delta.
TBM 6389 Delta, Washington Center, go ahead.
Center, we're at Wilmington International requesting IFR clearance to Philadelphia International.
TBM 6389 Delta, cleared to the Philadelphia Airport as filed. Maintain 5,000, expect flight level 31010 minutes after departure. Departure this frequency, squawk 0531.
TBM 6389 Delta, cleared as filed. 5,000 initial, expect flight level 310 10 minutes after, squawk 0531 and frequency with you.
TBM 89 Delta, rebat correct. Expect runway 6 for departure, call for taxi.
Expecting runway 6 and we'll call when ready. 6389 Delta. Oh my goodness, that was a bit of a mess. I am a bit rusty. Sorry about that, guys. Hey guys, Clumsy here. Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Very early flight today. It's what is it? I think it's around 6 a.m. local time. Sun has not risen yet here in Wilmington International. So we will keep.
Turn right direct coupon, climb and maintain level 360.
We will keep our frequency with them. And today we are headed to Philadelphia, as you guys might have heard. I'll share the full flight plan in a bit.
1091 back on frequency. Simply 1091, roger, thanks.
But we are ready to taxi. So let's go and do that. Center TBM 6389 Delta, ready to taxi.
TBM 89 Delta, runway 6, taxi via Bravo to Wilmington, altimeter 3013.
3013, taxi via Bravo to runway 6, TBM 6389 Delta.
Delta 645, do not exceed 250 knots at the transition.
Turn on our landing lights, taxi lights rather. Turn off the parking brake. Let's ignore that there's that guy right there on the left. Now the altimeter I'm not really going to follow because unfortunately the VATSIM weather is not consistent with the flight sim weather. So have to follow the weather inside the sim because that's the weather we're experiencing. So I just press B so we get that most accurate weather inside the sim. So a little bit of inaccuracy there, but best we can do at the moment. Right, this is taxiway Bravo. Let me show you the chart. It's going to be a very short taxi. We started right there and we are taxiing via Bravo, runway 6. Holding short off the runway. Turn on our landing lights. Everything looks good so far. Yes. 5,078,
contact New York Center now 125.32. Good day.
5,000 altitude and our squawk is, I almost forgot to set it again, 0531.
Miami 827, contact New York Center 125.32. Check in with your speed, please.
Good. Alright, now that we are ready, we will tell that to the controller. Center TBM 6389 Delta, holding short runway 6, ready for departure, Wilmington.
TBM 6389 Delta, on departure fly, runway heading. The wind is 0704, runway 6, clear for takeoff.
Runway 6 cleared for takeoff, runway heading TBM 6389 Delta. Right. So the winds are pretty much in favor of this runway. Good choice from our view. Clear on the right, clear on the left. Let's not forget the heaters this time. How have you guys been? It's been a while since the last video where we were in VATSIM.
392, leaving airspace to the south. Jacksonville Center's not online. Radar service terminated.
Also, I just heard that clicking again. That is probably coming from Vatastic, which I have open in my other window. We'll have to double check that later.
Miami 827, contact New York Center
Okay, everything looks good.
125.32.
Keep center line here. 90 knots will be our rotation speed. 90
November
knots,
282
rotate.
Kilo 9, contact
Very,
Cleveland Center now
very
134.9er. Good day.
subtly. There we go. And then as instructed, well, first positive rate, tap the brakes, gear up. And then as instructed, we will keep runway heading here, which is 058. Looking good. Continue the climb. Pitching for 115, 115
45,
knots.
contact New York Center 125.32, checking the speed.
And then we can go flaps up. Yaw damper on, and let's go flight level change here and turn on the autopilot. So we can get a bit of workload, or we can lessen the workload so we can respond to ATC better. Flight level change to around 145 knots should be good. Awesome. Let's reset the view here. Good. Oh, that looks beautiful. Wilmington at night. You haven't been here in real life? This looks amazing.
Delta 1402, Washington Center, Club.
I'm not sure if I should check in with him.
We're gonna have to disconnect and just wanna let you know. Thanks for help with the...
If we're going to simulate it, we should check in with him. So let's do just that. Center TBM 6389 Delta 2400, climbing 5000, runway heading.
TBM 89 Delta, thanks for our contact. Climb and maintain flight level 310, and when able, proceed direct to Pelto.
Flight level 310, direct Pelto, 89 Delta. Cool. That was a pretty straightforward climb, 310. And then we say
clearance available, advise ready.
Flight plan. Well, let's wait for that to appear. But we should be able to go.
American 865, clear to the Washington National
Pelto.
Airport, Mexico 3, departure Lawrenceville, transition as filed.
Direct.
Maintain 7,000, expect flight level 270, 10 minutes after,
nav
clock
mode.
0576.
There you go, now it's working. And now we can continue
Alright, we'll depart
sightseeing.
via the Mexico 3, departure the level transition.
Does the stat work?
Climb maintain 7,000, expect 270,
It looks like it.
after.
So far.
We are going to block 0576.
Or those are landing lights that we can actually see.
American 865, read back
Interesting.
correct. Expect,
Actually move forward our throttle a bit, and actually we can turn off the inertial separator as well. Or maybe not, because maybe these are clouds, that's why we're seeing the landing lights like this. Yeah, that's the problem when it's dark. Not really sure. So in the meantime, I'll play it safe. There we go, now we can see the stars. And yeah, I think we can see the landing lights like that when we have clouds. So it's like volumetric lighting. Beautiful. And now it looks clear, no more clouds, so I can turn off the inertial separator. That will increase the torque up there. Have to be mindful of that. That will give us more climbing power as well. Allow more air to be taken in by the engine. 10,000 feet. When we get to 10,500, I can turn off the landing lights so that OnAir will not be penalizing us. Alright, 10,500. Landing lights are closed. Let's have a look at OnAir. They did update it recently. Look at that. So much more detail in there. It says airborne. We have 529 pounds of food crates on our back and 3 tourists as well. So quite a full flight today. And then we have all the flight events, which is very interesting. When you turn on some lights, when you turn off some lights. Anything you do basically, it gets logged here. And then you even have this chart of like, let's try and understand this. So the blue thing is the altitude. So we are continuing our climb, so that's just rising up there. The red one is the power. So during takeoff, we had that high power around 90%, and then lowered that down. I'm not so sure I understand that. But in our airspeed, we also climb as we take off. We increase the airspeed, and then we settle at 145 knots. That's our fixed speed while climbing. Cool. Good to know. And now we are right here. Alright.
Washington Center, hello, Southwest 1397, flight level 370.
13,000 feet from latest.
Southwest 1397, Washington Center, hello.
From that latest Stevo Knievo video, you might have seen it. And thanks Downtown for letting me know about this. He mentioned something interesting about the oxygen in the TBM. Initially, I always just arm it. I always just turn it on. The oxygen masks for the pilot and the co-pilot, the ones here. There. So when you turn on the oxygen there, you should hear like a whoosh. That signifies that the oxygen masks are armed.
TBM 89er Delta, Washington Center, got a quick question when you have time.
TBM 89er Delta, go ahead.
TBM 89 Delta, I know you're flying 2020, so are you able to take a reroute? I have a different arrival for you into Philly.
I can try. 89er Delta, I think we can manage.
89er Delta, if it's gonna mess up your flight, then I don't want to reroute you, so let me know. But the proposed routing would be direct to Snow Hill, which is Sierra Whiskey Lima, and then the Cedar Lake 9 arrival. So it's the Victor Charlie November 9 arrival. If you want to check it out and just let me know if that'll work for you or not, and then we'll make it official if you can. So good?
Okay, thank you. So that's direct Sierra Whiskey Lima, and then join the Victor Charlie November 9 arrival. TBM 9er Delta.
That's affirmative.
Okay, we'll check and get back to you. 89er Delta.
Thank you. Spearwings 3018, radar contact.
Alright. Let's see how this works, guys. Sierra Whiskey Lima. Do we have that anywhere in our flight plan? Not really. So let's study this.
Delta 459, Washington
They
Center,
were
low climb and maintain
saying,
level 380.
so let's use Navigraph for this maybe? No, let's do it. Little nav map is more flexible when
Delta
it comes to that.
1402, clear direct billet.
So let's
Delta 1402, clear direct billet.
right here, if we, for example, get the nav aid
JetBlue 1091, cross hogs at a
Sierra
maintain flight
Whiskey
level
Lima.
180.
That's this one, Snow Hill.
Cross Hogs at
So direct Snow Hill.
180.
So if we like remove everything else and say add to flight plan, so that will mean direct Snow Hill, and then we join the Victor something. This one, yeah, VCN 9 arrival. With the transition from Snow Hill. Let's say 09 right, maybe?
Washington Center, American 865 is ready to taxi.
Something like that.
American 865, runway 5 left taxi via Bravo. The Raleigh altimeter is 3014.
So that seems to
5
make
left via
sense
Bravo
from
with the Raleigh
a
altimeter 3014.
flight planning point of view. Now, if it will make sense from a flight sim point of view, we're not so sure. So what we'll do is we'll try that here. Wish me luck, guys. If I say... So I'm in heading mode, so in case the nav, the flight plan messes up, it won't suddenly turn me right or anything. So let's try that. If I go to MFD, waypoint info, and then... Oh, not that one. 1 second. There should be something. Waypoint info... There should be something where you go direct to, maybe? Ah, there you go. And then Sierra Whiskey Lima. And then we say... Okay, and then we say... Activate. Yeah, okay, that looks good. That looks correct. But then... So what I can probably do, go and check
American 3207,
procedure,
climb and maintain 50360.
arrival. We can say remove,
American 865, short 5 left.
and then the flight
American
plan.
865 on departure, fly runway heading to wind calm, runway 5 left, clear for takeoff.
Fly runway heading, runway 5 left, American 865, clear for takeoff.
Delta 8771, leave airspace to the southwest. Atlanta Center is not online. Radar service terminated. Frequency change to
Can
advisory.
we just
approved.
remove
Good day.
everything maybe?
Frequency change approved. Good night, Delta 8771.
Oh, this is going to be a mess. Leave it at Pelto, and then the Snow Hill, Sierra Whiskey Lima. Okay, that looks good. And from there we can load up the arrival. Philly arrival would be the Victor Charlie November 9 with the Snow Hill transition. Runway
Delta
would
459,
be,
clear direct flask.
I guess, 099 right in the meantime. And then load that up. That seems to have worked. Cool. Alright, I think that works. Center TBM 6389 Delta, we managed to update our flight plan. We can go direct Snow Hill and then take the Victor Charlie November 9 arrival.
TBM 6389 Delta, thanks. Clear direct Snow Hill at this time, and then you're cleared to the Philadelphia airport via direct Snow Hill and the Cedar Lake 9 arrival.
Direct Snow Hill, then cleared to Cedar 9 arrival. TBM 6389 Delta, thank you. Alright, let's go and do that. So let's go and say flight plan, Snow Hill, direct. And then now we can go to nav mode so that the flight plan, the plane follows the flight plan. So we can skip through Pelto and we'll follow this very narrow magenta line instead, which is not supposedly how it should look like in the flight planner, in the MFD, but we can make it work. We can make that work somehow. Ooh, is the sun starting to peek out? Where are we anyway? The east is right there, so that should be where the sun is coming out first. This is cool, but this is... Oh.
Aircraft calling at Dulles, contact Potomac approach 119.85.
Oh crap, looks like the center is closing in 15 minutes. But that's good, at least they gave us some cool stuff. Yeah, this is what makes VATSIM so interesting. Like, you would not expect these kinds of reroutings in like offline ATCs. But when you're interacting with real people, real life. Whoa. What the heck was that? So that's what makes things so interesting. 1,000 to go, actually 500 to go. Oh, there we go. There's the sun starting to peek out there from the east. I was mentioning something about the oxygen from the latest Tivo Knievo video. Apparently he only he turns on the oxygen when he's reaching around 13,000 feet or 14,000 feet. So when the air gets thin enough for normal breathing. But for me, I just turn it on when I have a flight plan that takes me higher than, I don't know, 11,000. I just turn it on from the beginning. But maybe I should start doing that. Although it does mean one more thing to remember, like landing lights at 10,500, switch to baro at 18,000, and all these different things. But it's nice, it adds to the immersion, right? So why not? There we go. Flight level 310. And now I should be able to push
1105, leave airspace to the south.
the throttle
Center's not online. Radar service terminated.
all the way
Frequency change to
forward.
advisory approved. Good day.
Make sure the ITT doesn't go beyond the red line. Making sure torque doesn't go beyond the red line. We are good.
Affirmative, Jackson is closed. Frequency change approved. See ya.
Nice. Oh man, Washington Center is closing in 5 minutes. So the radio frequency that you guys heard. What do you call that? So here, there's a NOTAM, but it's nice. At least you get a heads up of what's going to happen. So that means we will not have air traffic control coverage unless it goes online with a different controller later on. Oh, well, look at that. I wonder what city that is on our left.
DC Center, United 360, back to level, flight level 340.
Headed 360 Washington, I think.
That might be Wilson, based on Little Nav map.
And United 360, unfortunately, I'm going to be closing up here very shortly, so no further ATC is available. Radar service terminated. Frequency change to advisories approved. Have a good flight to Tampa.
They're going to switch us out one by one now.
Frequency change approved. United 360, thanks to the ATC. Have a good night.
Oh, I just noticed. Look at that,
Delta
58 knots tailwind.
No further ATC is available. Radar service terminated. Frequency change to advisories.
True airspeed is 317 knots, but because of the tailwind, we are actually traveling over the ground at 374 knots.
Southwest
Nice.
1397, contact
I like
Potomac
that.
approach 119.85. Good day. TBM 6389er Delta, thanks for all your help. You can contact New York Center 125.32. I call them probably right over Cedar Lake, which is Victor Charlie November. Hope you have a good flight into Philly.
Thanks for all the help. Have a good one. TBM 638 Delta.
You too, we'll see you.
Oh, nice. So looks like we will
1091,
have
contact New York Center 125.32.
further help
Good day.
later on. So what he mentioned was...
You bet, we'll see you.
Oh, that's probably harder to see here. Let's go over at Little Nav map. What he mentioned was, so he'll be logging off, but once we get across to Victor Charlie November to Cedar Lake VOR, we will be able to switch to New York Center, assuming they're still online by then, and we should have coverage. Interesting. Let's have a look at the Vatastic if what this that they're saying is they make sense for us. So where is Philadelphia? Do you guys see it? Should appear here. That's the one. Philadelphia. Ah, I see. So technically it's still inside the DC Center airspace, but I guess it is close enough to New York Center that they can hand us over. So that is 125.32. Yes, exactly what he mentioned. And I guess I was not able to read that back properly, but that's okay. We understood it. Improvement areas. Anyway, so yes, I'll continue this flight, and I guess that means we should switch over to... Actually, I'm not sure. Did he tell us to switch over to Unicom? Well, I'll stay here for the foreseeable future until he logs off. Whoa, is that for real? Am I actually seeing another plane in VATSIM? They do seem fairly close though. That's a bit disconcerting. We are still in Unicom, guys. No controller here. But yeah, it does seem like the real thing. If we look in VATSIM, we do have someone in front of us actually going towards us. What is AAL? American Airlines, right? American 3207. That's probably them. Interesting. Let's see. They are at 360 though. We are at 310, so that should be fine. But if we're lucky, we get to see them up close and personal. That's the most I can do though. That's the best plane spotting I can manage. Let's try to go out. It will get a bit noisy though. There they are. VATSIM plane spotting. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that must be them. American Airlines 3207. Because Vatastic is a bit delayed. I think it's a few minutes late. So by that point, we can expect when the next tick refreshes, American would probably be past here already, behind us. Let's wait for it. Yeah, there it is. So the next refresh came in, and yeah, it's a bit delayed. We are pretty close to each other, but that is reflective. So yes, I can confirm that is that guy. That was cool. So it actually works. You can actually see planes in the sim who are logged in to VATSIM. I guess that's one advantage of staying on the VATSIM network, even if there's no controller, right? It will still be a multi-simmer experience, just without the proper controller support. Okay, we are getting pretty close to our top of descent here. Based on little nav map, we are 38 miles away from the top of descent. So after we pass through Snow Hill, pretty soon after, we will start descending. Now, I'm trying to remember what Washington Center gave us as final instructions. And they did mention that, so we're right here. Snow Hill is right there. And we'll be descending somewhere here where my mouse is. And then they told us that we can tune into New York Center when we reach Cedar Lake, which is right here. But that might be a bit too late, because you can see here it says expect radar vectors to final approach course. And they want to give Center a bit of heads up in case they're not prepared for our tuning in. Because as we looked at the map a while ago, Philly is actually technically not part of their airspace, so I'm not sure if they'll be willing to cover me there. So if they get surprised, at least I surprise them a bit ahead, so maybe I'll tune in when I get to Sea Isle, once I start my turn towards Cedar Lake. But yeah, we'll probably do that, and then we'll wait if they will lead us, or we'll have to do it on our own. But I'm expecting, based on the weather in Philadelphia, winds are 093 at 7 knots, so a 9er right runway, 9er right approach will be perfect. So we'll see. Top of descent is now 27 nautical miles away, so we'll keep on going. I'll see you guys when we are close. So you can actually see an airport there. Nice. And yeah, we are in the thick of clouds. Well, not so thick. We can kind of see it. Thankfully, there is no icing. You guys told me, and feel free to fact check me here, but I remember you guys told me when the outside air temperature is lower than 40 degrees, negative 40 degrees Celsius, it gets so cold that there's no icing anymore. Like the ice doesn't stick anymore or something like that. So even though we are in the clouds, we're not getting any icing at all. Not in the wings, not anywhere in the plane. That's actually very nice. So that is accurately implemented, assuming that that information is correct, what I just said. We might need to have inertial separator on though, because normally when you go into any kind of precipitation like this, I guess that's the recommended thing. But yeah, okay, I guess we can do that. And is that the sun? That is the sun. Slowly starting to peek out. It's still very shy. Beautiful. Alright, 10 miles away from top of descent. Let's go and plug this in. Let's go and set the altitude. Let's put in 8,000, because it does say in the arrival, expect 8,000 at Cedar Lake. That is for turbojets, but I guess that can be quite applicable for us as well. 7 miles away, yeah, that should be good enough. So start VS here and move the mouse wheel. Move the knob. 2,000 feet per minute should be okay. There we are starting to get the banana. Boeing banana. And I'm going to pull back on the throttle to make sure we don't overspeed. That looks good. Oh, beautiful. Look at these clouds, guys. This is amazing. Cloud surfing. What was that? Oh, that was just another plane communicating via Unicom. We'll be punching through clouds soon. Still have a massive tailwind, which is a good thing for us. 54 knot tailwind. Here we go. Hope we don't get into any icing though, because the temperature is climbing, and if we go outside that minus 40 degrees Celsius, it might start getting into icing again. But I'll be on the lookout, and I will keep you guys up to date. Ah, that looks so nice. Sightseeing with the clouds. Oh yeah, one thing that I almost forgot to do. We actually don't have an approach yet. So we do have an arrival, which takes us all the way to Cedar Lake right there. Victor Charlie November VOR. But we don't have an approach yet. Based on the weather and based on the airport layout, a 9er right approach would be perfect. So let's pick the ILS 9er right, I think Victor. Transition is only, what is that? Mike X-ray Echo. Okay. I don't think we need to follow that exactly. But let me try and load that up, see how it breaks. Let's go to heading mode here, just to be on the safe side. Load the approach. Somehow I'm not sure that is the correct way. But that's okay, because this is an ILS approach anyway. Go back to nav mode. So after Cedar Lake here, we should expect vectors to final. I doubt we'll need to go through that Mike X-ray Echo VOR. Yeah, that doesn't look very professional. Okay, looking good here. Everything is fine. So after I cross this waypoint, CIL VOR, this one, I'll start tuning into New York Center, and we'll see if they'll accept us. Maybe they'll guide us a bit and then they'll switch us over to Unicom again. But wow, look at that, guys. Look at how beautiful that is. Oh my goodness. Thumbnail. Especially with that sun peeking out like that. We got lucky. Look how beautiful this is. Wow. Are you seeing this? This is why I can't let go of Flight Sim 2020. It is just so beautiful. Having proper simulation with the avionics and everything is super important, but the visuals in some way are importanter. Maybe not the right word, huh? But yeah, since we're not really like studying for a certification or anything, the immersion is a really big part of it. And being immersed means getting the proper avionics in, but getting immersed also means getting the most realistic visuals and audio in. My goodness. Hopefully these are gentle clouds. Now that's one thing that I don't really know how to tell. Like, you know how they say when you're a pilot, when you become a pilot, you get used to, like, you know how to differentiate what kind of clouds they are, and if they're those bumpy ones or hazardous ones that you have to avoid. We can't really use the weather radar here because the weather radar in Flight Sim 2020 is very aggressive. Like, as long as there's any cloud, any kind of cloud, it will mark that as precipitation, as what do you call it, as bad weather basically. so I don't use it at all. Oh, starting to get bumpy here. Icing. You can see the icing starting to come in. Because we are well away out of the -40 range. So let's go and turn on our de-icing here. Windshield prop. Is that on? Oh, that's test. No, my bad. Wrong button. There you go. Alright, no more. No more icing. Good. Coming close to 18,000 feet. We'll switch to local altimeter. Hopefully the weather clears up as well. Over in Philly, we have overcast at 3,100 feet, broken at 1,600. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Oh, wow. We are in for a treat, huh? Oh, we just crossed over 18,000. Switch to local altimeter. B doesn't work. There you go. Sometimes when B doesn't work, you just have to move one of the dials. Like it refreshes it and then press B again and then it refreshes. So now we're at 3025 altimeter. Beautiful. Awesome. Alright, so let me see. Yeah, New York Center seems to be online. 125.325. Let's see if they'll accept us. But first, let me plug in the ILS frequency on Niner Right. Niner Right ILS frequency is 109.3. Should be capturing that later on. Not yet though, but that's okay. Right, so let's tune in to, what was it again? 125.325. There we go, starting our turn. Alright, let's see. New York Center, TBM 6389er Delta, descending via the Cedar Lake Niner arrival.
TBM 6389 Delta, New York Center. What's your current location?
Oh, we're approaching Philadelphia International, 6389er Delta.
6389 Delta, roger. Just be advised I'm signing off. I'm on Unicom 122.8. Good night.
122.8, thank you. Okay.
US Center, good evening, United 2284.
They basically rejected us.
Fly level 360.
United 2284, New York Center. Just be advised I'm going to be...
It's like, oh, you're out of my range. Bye. Okay, so it's up to us. That's okay. Alright, so let's do this a proper way then. Yeah, I would have wished for proper ATC guidance here, but we don't always get what we want, right? Okay, let's see what we can do given our circumstances. First, align the heading. Am I seeing a plane up there? I didn't see anyone. I thought I saw something blink there. Okay, fine. Oh, there. Did you guys see it again? I saw it. Probably someone in front of us. 6389er Delta. There is something in front of us. KLM. That one. You saw it? Am I just imagining it? No, I think there's really someone. Okay. Before I start studying this though, let me see. I think we'll just go manual vectors. Assume that ATC is guiding us in. Right, so once we hit 11,000 feet, I will turn on the landing lights so that OnAir will not get mad at me. There you go. Oh, beautiful. Volumetric lighting. At this point, it looks a bit spotlightish. Right? It's not too natural. I think this is one of the mods from what is that? What's his name? Uwajima, the lighting. But it's actually quite nice in front, and it's a good indication if you are in cloudy conditions or not, even if it's dark like a while ago when we took off. Right, so let's do this. How do we do this? So we will be until Cedar Lake here. Is that the right term? You get my point. And then instead of looping all the way around to Mike X-Ray Echo VOR, not even sure what is the name of that VOR, we will vector ourselves. So we from Victor Charlie November, we will turn left like a right downwind, and they will turn right base and then turn to final. This is the final approach. Yeah, so that kind of works for me. So 8,000, let's stay at 8,000 feet here. We're starting to see the ground. Nice, good. So let me see, if you wanted a right base, 087 is the final approach course. So the reciprocal of that would be what? 087, that would be, I forgot how you compute this. Let's add 180, so that's 267. Alright, so I'll put the heading marker to 267, the heading bug. If I can look at it, that's pretty, 267. There you go. So we'll turn that way after we cross Cedar Lake VOR. And beautiful here, huh? What's the temperature? 1 degree. Is that still icing conditions? I guess it can be. So let's keep the anti-ice on. Once we hit like 10 degrees, then I'll turn it off, if I remember at least. Okay. How many miles till Cedar Lake? 5 miles from Cedar Lake, that one. That's alright. And the waypoints here would be Buine at 4,000, and then step down to 3,000 at the next one, and then 1,800 at Kili, which will be the final approach fix. Yes. And then we'll capture the glide slope there, more or less. Good. Oh, there you go. Anyone from Philadelphia, guys? I've never been in real life, but sure looks beautiful. Is that the airport already? I think it is. Straight in front of us. Yep, that's the... Actually, no, that might be a different one. Because Philly should be right here on the left, I think. Alright, there you go. So let's move to heading mode here. Let's assume that we're getting vectors from ATC. I'll do a very wide, very long base here. Right downwind. There you go. I am still on the VATSIM network though, so we will announce later on when we are close to the airport. Because right now we're too far away, we can't even get the ILS yet. We don't have the... can't capture the ILS yet. Now that is Philly, I believe. Oh, that's beautiful. Can start descending to 4,000 feet here. BS down. Just very subtly. 1.5 should do the trick. Oh, that is beautiful, guys. Look at that. Good morning. Going below the clouds. Oh, that's perfect. that's nice. I guess we can go closer to the airport. Let's maybe go at the 300 heading. Just so we go closer that general direction. And so we get a better view of the airport as well. Should be on our right side, that might be it. That blinking thing on the right. Position at least checks. But the runway doesn't. Oh, there is another runway. Yeah, that's facing that way. So that must be the... If you look at the airport chart here. 1 second. Show you. It's the airport chart. So what we're probably seeing is this runway 1735. You still see it? Not anymore. Okay, fine. But this is where we're landing. 9er right. And then we'll exit at Yankee or Uniform. There's a parking area here. That should be straightforward enough. Okay. Minimums for this one would be 421 feet in Barrow. So let's put that in. Minimums. Barrow 421. 1,000 to go from 4,000 feet. That's okay. We'll keep it at 4,000 for now. And now we can actually increase the lighting. Because it's getting brighter outside. Beautiful. Alright. The ice is starting to thin out on our weather radar there. Should be able to turn off the icing here. There you go. Beautiful. There's Philly on the right. At this point, we don't really need our GPS guidance anymore. We are more looking for the localizer here. And we have captured it. We are 17 miles, looks like, from Philly. So we can use this as guidance, how close we are. In the meantime, feel free to enjoy the scenery. Let's go exterior view while we're waiting. Ah, yes. That's why I can't get rid of Flight Sim. Despite its lack of simulation elements in some areas, more than makes up for it in the visual department and the overall experience. Goodness, that's lovely. Oh, Wilmington. I forgot I actually enabled the city markers. Wait a minute. We're not in Wilmington. Looks like a bug. Yeah, it looks more like a bug to me. That should be saying Philadelphia, if anything. No, actually it's true. It's Wilmington. Wait a minute. So we came from Wilmington International, and then there's a Wilmington here as well, like a few miles away from Philadelphia. We might have confused the controller there. Yeah, because the Wilmington we were at was what? 377 miles away on the southwest, way back in North Carolina. Now we are, which state are we in, guys? Pennsylvania? Hope I got that right. Oh, that looks beautiful. Satellite imagery. Nice. Right, that looks good. Let's go and turn into this one. And let's capture the localizer here. Is that the right term? I always mix up my terms. Capture the glide slope. Intercept the localizer, I think, is the proper term. There you go. So let's go nav mode here. What the plane will do is it will lead us to intercept the localizer perfectly. So we're now on our final approach course of 087. We do have a bit of wind here though. But yeah, when we get closer to the airport, it should reflect the proper weather then. Because what I heard from Asobo How they do this is they actually have like this global weather from NavBlue, but then when you get closer to an airport, it slowly transitions, hopefully ideally smooth transition from the global weather into the actual METAR of the airport. So they do use METAR. Philadelphia traffic, TBM 6389er Delta, 5 miles, 5 mile final, runway 9er right, full stop, Philadelphia traffic. And I think from here we can actually manage this on our own. So I'll turn off autopilot, yaw damper. Let's do our checks. Giphy, gear, we have 3 greens, inertial separator is on, flaps are full, yaw damper is off. Okay, we are good to go. So let's get back on the profile here. The winds have changed, look at that. That's now reflecting more the METAR, more proper for this runway. So a while ago the wind was coming from the right, now it's coming from in front, a bit to the left. Shall we butter it? No pressure. The weather is good though, so I have no excuse if I ever mess this up. But the approach at least is stable. Now the flare, the round out, however you want to call it, the transition, that might be a bit of a different story, but we'll try. Yep. Okay, it's up to us. Slowly dial down on the throttle. Idle. Start to pitch up. The floaty, that's fine. As buttery as possible. Love it. And I turned off the voice from OnAir, so you still see the text but no more voice. It was getting a bit irritating. Okay, where is the exit? Okay, on the right we should see a taxiway soon. So let's continue. No need for reverser since it's a very long runway. Right. Flaps up. Heaters can go off so they don't overheat on the ground. Switch to taxi lights. There we go. Then after we cross this line, we'll report. Philadelphia traffic, TBM 6389er Delta, clear off runway 9er right, Philadelphia traffic. Good. So where do we park? Let's see if a marshaller is going to greet us. I do see some ground crew in there. Is that our welcoming committee? Yeah, there he is. Okay, let's turn here. Turn again. Follow that yellow line. There he is. Oh, perfect. Awesome. Thank you for the guidance. Yeah, this marshaller doesn't always appear, so when he does, I'm very thankful. Cool. Clean up the plane here. Awesome. Didn't we forget any lights? Now we're good. I trust in my muscle memory. I hope. I think those are closed. We'll see. Okay. Looks good. Flight is finished. Awesome flight, guys. We are actually right on the line as well. That went pretty smooth. I like it. So let's have a look at OnAir. 214 XP. Nice. All the bonuses. Reputation increase. Nice. Okay, cool. There is one more job here. Philadelphia from here. Because this is like a two-legged trip. From Philly to... Where are we? Here. To... somewhere nearby. This one. Morristown Municipal. But that's like a 70-mile journey. So I probably will do this VFR offline. But thank you for hanging out. We should have earned quite a bit there. Before I let you guys go. So current cash, actually not very significant. VA pay for delivered cargoes. This one. 1287, yeah, nothing big. That's okay. Alright, Well, hope you guys enjoyed that video. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for watching, and catch you in the next one. Clumsy flying. Looking forward to our future flights together. Bye-bye. Stay safe.